coming up later.
LSU this week, the pregame coverage will reside in Augusta, Georgia, as College Game Day will be there getting set for the college football weekend. CBS Jim Nantz will throw from the 18th hole from Butler Cabin in Augusta, Georgia, to Death Valley in Tiger Stadium on Saturday for a matchup between LSU and Alabama, regularly recognized every year as the biggest college football game of the season. It doesn't have the cachet, yet it has the logos with LSU Bama, as it'll be there this Saturday, 5 o'clock. So everybody will be watching. And Verge Ausberry, who is the deputy director of athletics with LSU, who joins us every Monday morning, compliments of Capital Partners, is back here with us. Verge, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I said it must be a slow week when T-Bob, offensive lineman, are talking about uniform.
Whoa, Verge. I'm a Renaissance man, okay? I can appreciate the arts and the aesthetics and Herbert dominating, looking so good in that Charger blue. Also, there was no LSU game this weekend, so what are we supposed to do?
Verge, last week you talked about it. We talked about the bye week, and you mentioned it coming at the right time. How does the program use a bye week with such a big game on the horizon?
Yeah, Coach O went back to the basics this weekend, practicing tackling, blocking, just back to the basics, lining up, alignment, things of that nature. And that's what you do in an open week this week. They practice Monday, review some things. It's a mental week also, getting your mind right, mentally prepared what you're going to see in the game, and go over things that you did before in the past and that you correct. He gave them off Tuesday to vote, and then he went back Wednesday, Thursday, and he gave them then the weekend off. I mean, right now, it's all mental approach to the game and what you do, and you focus. And, nobody gives us the opportunity, a chance, to win this game. You can be a big underdog. And it's just, like I said earlier, you put everybody in that building together, just figuring out what you're made of right now.
Verge, before we get to the game this weekend, there was some big recruiting news, and I know you can't talk about players specifically, so don't do that. But obviously, like, the big fear in all of this is that recruiting would follow the results in the field, right? That's what people are most concerned about when you look at LSU long-term right now. What do you think it means now to have a few weeks, past couple of weeks, where, I mean, you're adding massive guys to that 2021 class?
Yes, we signed 2 great safeties. And Coach O, that's about building a program. You just don't build a team one year and forget about the next year. We're building a program for the long run. And we knew we were going to struggle a little bit this year because we had so many players we lost off the team. But that's our model. We're going to build a program. And if you look at other programs around the country right now, you never think it's a strange year. You look at Penn State 0-3. You look at Michigan 1-2. And, those type of things happen. But this is that midway point. Keep recruiting, keep building. And a lot of times, when you're out there recruiting, you're telling young guys, look, you have the opportunity to play and play fast. This is where we are. This is who we don't have. These are the positions we need. And, what's best in a place like LSU, who's won national championships and compete for SEC championships.
How much does this game specifically mean for recruiting? Because at the end of it, right, I mean, your program is recruiting, y'all's 2 programs are recruiting ultimately the same players.
We are, and it's always big. We look at Alabama, we look at Georgia, look at Florida, Texas A&M. We all have the same guys on the board. Alabama, with Nick Saban, they won 5 national championships, and that's who you're fighting. That's an uphill battle, but everybody's fighting. And everybody, it's going to be a battle for every kid that we're going up against and recruiting against, and that's just the way it is. I think our next recruiting model is going to be, we have to get big guys, T-Bob, in the trenches. On the D-line, look at this class. It's a nice class, but, I want to see those 3 techniques. I want to see those offensive linemen. We were talking the other day. We need to sign about 5 offensive and defensive linemen a year, 10 total in every class. That's where the game is won at. And that's when you look at other people's, where they're signing people at. Those are the parts, especially Alabama, so good up front. And that's where you win the games up front.
Yeah, I have nothing to add. You're absolutely right, Verge. And so let's talk about the game this weekend, which a lot of the battle will take place up front. When you're entering this game, you're a over 20-point underdog. Just what we've seen this year, it doesn't feel like LSU's chances are great. How do you think you would approach it if you were a coach or a player in that locker room?
Coaches have to get these guys together. Like, he's been positive all this week. And look, got 5 games left. This is the first game to start. Take it one game at a time. You're playing a great team. You're in your backyard. You played these guys before. It's not like a team you've never seen before. You played them last year. You won the game. And, what they're going to do, what Alabama's going to do. They're going to come in here and they're going to try to run the ball. They're going to have to dominate the line of scrimmage and run the ball, and they think they could run the ball. The quarterback is above average, but running the ball is what they're going to do. It's going to be a physical game. So you'll be mentally prepared for a physical contest for 60 minutes. And as you know, Alabama, they're going to come out to you for 60 minutes. So no matter what the score is in the game, they're going to keep coming. So you have to play your best game. This is going to be your best game to start for the next rest of your season.
Verge, what do you think about quarterback play? Like how big of a difference do you think there is if Miles is able to go versus rocking one of these freshmen on Saturday?
Which changes your whole game approach. Your Miles there to play, you could do more, you could open it up more. One of the younger guys in there, you got the younger players, Finley or Johnson. It's a different mindset. It's a different game. You're playing against some of the best defensive minds in the country with Saban on that side. So you're gonna throw a lot of things at you, a lot of different looks at you. He's watched the Auburn game. He's watched the South Carolina game. So hopefully Miles could be back and be ready, because then you open up your game, your offense up more, and you can do more things with that guy in the pocket.
Verge Ausberry joining us here, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria. Compliments of Capital Partners Firm. You can find them online, capitalpartnersfirm.com. Logistically, anything our listeners need to know about another home game this weekend? Could there be an expansion of people in the stands, or what else could they learn about hosting a game this weekend for you guys back in Baton Rouge?
It's going to be an exciting atmosphere. We do have tickets on sale. You can still buy tickets for the game. And it's amazing to say you got tickets on sale for the LSU Alabama game this late. But there are tickets available. So we want the stadium to be full. It's a 5 o'clock game, and this will be an exciting time for us.
I know that there was an incident over the weekend that Coach Orgeron issued a statement on, Verge, and it was surrounding Coy Moore here in Baton Rouge, and it was with police officers. And I know you guys can't talk about the incident as a whole, but when something like that happens on a weekend where a student athlete and something happens in the community, how does the administration and the program work hand in hand?
We saw the tweet. We got it really quickly. Someone sent it to us. We talked to Coy, and we talked to the police chief, and we just let the investigation take place. And we're going to figure out what's going on soon. And they'll get back with us, and we'll talk to the family, and we go from there. But, those type of things happen. You hate for that to happen. We don't know really what happened yet. So, we've heard from Coy. We support him. And we understand, from his viewpoint what happened, and we just want to make sure, everybody's on the same page.
Right. And Coach Ed Orgeron put out a statement over the weekend saying that he was aware of the statements that Coy Moore had made, and that he cannot comment on the investigation. But what he can say is that we must work collectively to embrace the differences. We have to listen, learn, and come together to combat social injustice and racism if we are to create a safer and more equitable society for all people, as Coach Orgeron issued that statement over the weekend. We also saw your basketball schedule be finalized last week. From an administrative level, Verge, what was that process like, and what's the feeling around basketball now that it feels like football is going to be able to finish out the season?
We're very happy about the basketball schedule and the season coming up. We're working on how many people could be in the arena. We're working with our state officials and SEC officials on that. It was very difficult, though. Will did a great job of putting that schedule together. Just remember, a lot of teams in other places drop games on us. You had to pick up games quickly in different places, different people to play. So, Will and his staff did a great job, and Matt Laborde, who's one of our associate athletic directors, in working, finding the right teams and putting the schedule together to make sure they have the right amount of games.
Verge, we will see you in Tiger Stadium this weekend. Jaden Ausberry on Thursday night. The man looks good out there for University Heights. Time to keep it up. We'll talk to you next Monday.
Thank you, fellas.
Yes, sir. There he is.
Hi, Verge.
Verge Ausberry checking in. Capital Partners brings you that conversation. Remember, if you need government representation, whether you're an individual, a business, a nonprofit organization, a government agency, anybody out there, if you're looking for government representation, get in touch with Daryl Cahoon and Jesse McCormick over at Capital Partners Firm. We will close that hour one next.